So this is the V2 presentation set. It comes with 3 alarms and a receiver. You've got your instructions in there. You get a receiver with a clear case, and you get your little bag of accessories, a lanyard, screwdriver, and your snag ears. We also sell them, the alarms in singles, and the great thing about the alarms is that the V2s will pair with the original V1 receiver. So if you wanted to just add to your old set, you can. You're not forced to buy the complete new presentation set. The great thing is they come paired out the box, so all your 3 alarms will be paired to your receiver. You don't have to do anything. So all you need to do is put your batteries in and away you go. And now I'm going to run through all the functions and show you how to use the alarms. So to turn the alarm on and off, all you have to do is just hold down the 2 push buttons on the front. That turns it on, it'll be green. Hold it down again, turns it off, LEDs are red. So you've got 2 controls. You've got R for response and V for volume. You just have to turn them clockwise to increase the volume or increase the response. We call it response, not sensitivity, because Delkim's work in a different way, and this is how the alarm responds to the energy in the line movement. So if you want to adjust the beep speed, you hold down push button 1. There are 5 beep speeds. The default beep speed is 3. Beep speed allows you to change the amount of beeps that you get for a given movement of line. If you want more information on this, then please see our other videos. But if you hold down the button, it starts at 1. And then you get beep speed 5, which is at the top. This will be memorized, so when you turn the alarm off and back on again, it will keep the same beat speed. But as I said, default setting is 3. So the TXIs have a mute function. Just to activate that, you press push button 1, and that will mute the speaker on the alarm. It will also remind you that it's muted by flashing the LED every so often. The little red comes up. It will time out after about 15 minutes, or you can press the push button and cancel it. If you do get a run while it's muted, it will still come through your receiver, so you won't miss a fish. So the TXIDs have a day and night LED mode. So out the box, the default setting is night, and night mode is a medium brightness with night marking. Also have a day mode, which switches into full brightness, but without night marking. So you just hold down push button 2, and you can toggle between these modes. So tone goes up, that's in day mode. Tone goes down, that's night mode. So whenever it's in night mode, it has night marking, but it will memorize the setting. So once you've changed it, it will stay where you put it. You can also adjust the LED brightness on these alarms. There are 8 levels of brightness for both day and night, so you can personalize it however you want. Default setting for night mode is level 4, medium brightness, and for day is level 8, maximum brightness, but you can adjust it to however you want. So all you've got to do is hold down the push button when you're in the mode that you want, and then it will adjust the level of brightness. It'll always start at 1 and then move through the brightnesses. Once you've found your level, you leave it, and then it will memorize that. So again, if I went into day, maximum brightness, but if I wanted to change that, I just hold down the button. It'll always start level 1. I can have it at level 5 for this instance. So 1 to 8 in either mode. So when it's set, it will also memorize that. So out the box, these alarms are set to a default color of blue and a medium tone. There are 32 tones, and you've got 6 different colors. So if you do want to change the colors or the tone, what you need to do is you turn the alarm off, you turn it back on, and wait for the alarm to beep 2 times, which will mean you're in menu 2, which is where you do the adjustment. So now pressing push button 2 will cycle through the colours. I'll put it on purple there, and if I hold push button 1, I can go through the tones. So it's going up the scale. If I let go and hold it down again, it will go down the scale. And there are 32 tones. Once I've got to the tone I want, I can repeat it by just letting go of the button and pressing it again. And then the menu will time out after 8 seconds and those settings are memorized. So there are 2 extra settings as well on the Txi-D. You've got stealth mode and you've got our movement detection system, which is our increased security that is unique to Delkim. So if somebody physically tries to move the alarm when it's set, it will set off the anti-theft signal on the receiver. With stealth mode, this deactivates the LEDs when you get a run while you're in night mode. So if you want a little rod in the edge and don't want all the LEDs to come on, then you can set stealth mode. Or if you've got our illuminated hangers, you can deactivate these LEDs and the hanger will illuminate, so you can just see exactly what's going on and what movement you've had. So to activate these or turn them on and off, you go into menu 3. So you hold the buttons down, turn the alarm on and wait for 3 beeps. Push button 1 toggles on stealth, green is on, red is off. And if I want to activate the extra security, I press push button 2, that's on, and that is off. These settings again are memorized, so whenever you set them, if you turn the alarm off and back on again, they will stay in place. So we're going to run through the functions on the RxD V2. So I assume you put your battery in, they're already paired with your alarms, so all you got to do is turn it on, and to turn it on, all you got to do is hold down all 3 push buttons, and it will turn on, green light, and to turn it off, again, hold down all 3 push buttons. So some of the frontline functions when the receiver is on, one of the great features is we've got a Bivvy light, so it's built into the alarm, so not something that you need extra. All you got to do is press push button 1, and this will activate the Bivvy light. So when you get a run after 4 seconds, all the LEDs will light up in white and illuminate your Bivvy, which is great. Turning the receiver off and back on again will cancel the Bivvy light. So one of the great features on the receiver is D&D, do not disturb. You activate that by pressing push button 2. LEDs go like that. So what it does now is that it starts to ignore single pulses from the alarm. So if you're in a short, sharp shower and everything's sort of bouncing around and you're getting false indications, but you don't want to go out and adjust your alarm, activate D&D, it will ignore those single beeps and it'll only kick in when you get a run, something that goes on for about 4 seconds. What you can also do, if I turn it back off again, deactivate it by pressing push button 2, if you can lock it on. So if you're fishing somewhere open and maybe you want to get a good night's kip, there's no snags or anything like that, you can hold the button down and that locks D&D on. Normally D&D would time out after about 15 minutes, so once the short, sharp shower has stopped. But locking it on means it will stay on permanently until you return the receiver off and back on again. The receiver also has recall, so if you press push button 3, it will bring up the last activation that you had on your alarm with the colour. Straightforward. The receiver also has a quick torch, so not only do you get a Bivvy light, but if you just need to see where you're going quickly, if you hold down push button 3, all the LEDs will light up in white and you can look around your Bivvy at night to see what's on the floor if you need to find something. So your RxD V2 comes pre-paired to your alarms in your presentation set. So there are 3 alarms paired in the first 3 channels, but you can pair up to 12 alarms into this receiver. So it's got 3 per channel. If I wanted to add a 4th alarm, all I've got to do is turn the receiver on. So turn it off first, turn it back on, wait for 2 beeps, and now I'm in the pairing menu. If I press push button 1, it will jump to the first available channel, which is channel 4, because the 3 alarms are already paired in. If I press the button Again, I can skip through all the other channels. So yellow is 5 to 8, purple is the remaining 4 channels. But if I go back to where I was, this is the first 4 channels. If I turn the alarm on, which is the best way of doing it, it's picked up the alarm, it's confirmed, and now it's moved to the next channel. If I'm done pairing, all I need to do is push button 2. That's all done, resets itself, and now you'll find that's paired into channel 4. All done. If you need to clear the memory of the receiver for any reason, i.e. you might have paired them in the wrong order, or you've got some brand new alarms you want to do something with, or you want to move the channels around, you can completely wipe the memory of the receiver and start again. So all you do is you go into menu 2, hold down the buttons again. Now I'm in menu 2, and just hold down push button 3 until the receiver resets itself. Receiver shuts off, and then when I turn it back on again, it will go straight into pairing mode at the first available channel, and then you can just pair your alarms as you wish. So you've got 2 other options on here as well. You've got vibro that you can turn on or off, and you've also got the ability to actually turn the anti-theft system on or off. So if you don't want to be alerted by our anti-theft, you can just deactivate that. So if you go into menu 3, which is by turning the alarm on, and wait till you get 3 beeps. Okay, I'm now in menu 3. If I want to turn off the vibro, I can press push button 1, and that is off. If I want to turn it back on again, I push it again, toggle it on. What I can do is also how many times it vibrates. I can adjust it. So if I turn vibro off and then turn it back on and hold the button down, you can then make it vibrate once, twice, or 3 times when you get an activation. So that's all the main features of the TXI DV2 and the RX DV2. If you need more detail on what the benefits are of these features, then please look at our other videos on our social channels and YouTube. And of course, if you need any help and want more information, you can download the Delkim app. Just search Delkim wherever you get your apps from, and you can have all these nice little videos in your pocket.